Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. One of the most difficult things when it comes to tabletop role-playing games is finding a group to be a part of, or finding people to actually play in your games. And something that people can do, if they can't find a group, is there is what's called solo roleplay. And that has been a thing for a long time, but it's become more prevalent in more recent years. So we're going to take a look at a book in this video that's all about solo roleplay. We're going to look at Into Terror. This book has 93 pages and a copyright of 2020. It was independently published for the Micro RPG system. And all of the artwork in this book is in black and white, and it's pretty decent. So let's go ahead and look at that artwork. The first picture we see when we open the book is a black and white version of the book's cover, and I love the way that the book's cover is made up to look like the case of an old VHS cassette tape. But all of the art in this book is in black and white. And it is pretty decent artwork as well, setting a proper tone and mood for this game. To play this game, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this core rulebook and some six-sided dice. And that's all you need. Character creation in this game, is very easy. You start with your traits, which are your attributes, and there are 4. There are strength, dexterity, wits, and charisma. And you get 7 points to split up amongst these 4. You have to have at least 1 point in each, and they can go no higher than 4 at character creation. Now, after you get your traits, you want to pick a clique. And your characters in this game, they're college students that have come home to their small town, or maybe they still live in their small town while attending college. So your clique is going to be either a jock, a thespian, a nerd, or a student government. After that, you'll pick a major, which is what you're studying, and your major will give you a bonus to one of your stats. And the majors that you have to pick from are construction management, modern dance, physical science, and communications. After that, you'll want to figure up your health. Your health is your strength plus your dexterity plus 20. Then you'll figure up your willpower, which is your wits plus your charisma plus 20. Then you'll figure up your damage, which will start at 0. After that, you'll figure up your adrenaline, your fear, your clues, and your contamination. At character creation, these all start at 0 as well. And as you play the game, they will build. Your mysticism is how well you learn magic and occult stuff that you find. It starts off as your wits plus your strength. Then you'll figure out what your starting funds are, which is 2d6, and after that you'll buy some equipment. And there's charts in here for weapons and equipment. After that, character creation is done. It's very simple to make up a character. The rules in this game are very easy. When you go to perform a test, such as attack, you'll pick one of your stats. And if you're doing a melee attack, you lose your strength, and you roll a 6-sided die. And you want to roll equal to or under that stat. If you do so, you succeed. If you roll over the stat, you fail. A 6 is always a failure, and a 1 is always a success. And that's the rules as far as doing things. Now, as you go along in the game and you encounter things, you'll gain fear. And for each point of fear you gain, you'll gain some points of adrenaline. And adrenaline can be spent to re-roll failed tests if you wish. Also, as you play the game, you'll earn corruption points for different things that can happen to you. And there'll be times when you have to make a corruption check. If you fail a corruption check, then your character automatically gets teleported to hell. Same thing if you lose all your willpower and fail a check, you go to hell. And there are rules to get out, or your character is just destroyed. Now, playing this game solo is pretty neat. You can play it solo, or you can do it traditionally and have a game master and several players. But it's mostly made to play solo. And the way this works is you make up your character and you run it through the dungeon, as they call it, which is the location you're at. The high school, the police station, the hospital, wherever it is. They call it a dungeon, but it's not really a dungeon. It's just called that in the game. And the way it works is when you enter it, you roll to see how big the first room you get in is. And you roll to see how many other doors other than the one you came in through are in the room. And then you roll to see what's in the room and what you may encounter. And as you go through, you roll for every time you go through a door to see what the next room is like. Now, every time you use a door, you roll, and there could be 3 possible outcomes. It could be unlocked, it could be locked, or it could be trapped. So you'll have that to deal with. And if you lose all your hit points fighting monsters or what have you, you die and you go to hell. Now, the book is... The main bad guys in this book are demons. There are other horror books in the Micro Chapbook System that deal with other things, such as zombies and ghosts and whatnot. But most of everything in this book are all demons. And it's pretty neat. It's got a boss for each location that you can go to. And the boss doesn't show up until certain requirements are made as you go through the dungeon. The whole story in the book takes place in a place called Cornville. And it's kind of nifty. It gives you a little bit on it. And how to create the rooms or dungeons you go through. There's a blank character sheet in the back for you to photocopy and use. It's pretty simple. And that's really about it. It's set up so that you read the book and then you can run it for yourself. And you'll really not know what's coming because it's all random as you go. So that's pretty neat. Which brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in this game? And yeah, it's a horror game, and I'm into horror. I'm not really big on solo roleplay, but I might give it a shot sometime when I'm bored. Would I run this game? And if I had players, and yeah, I would very much run it as a regular role-playing game, because there is some neat stuff in here. Would I recommend this book? And yeah, I'll recommend it. If you're having trouble finding a group to belong to or people to play in your games, this is a very good option for solo roleplay. And the micro chat books are usually pretty expensive, usually under about $10. And so that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much all I got to say for this book right now. Thank you for joining me at a look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.